All right, so let's talk about outsourcing your work. I mean, the amount of hiring mistakes I've made when it came to outsourcing some of my agency work is honestly astronomical. I've hired the wrong people, I've hired too quick, I failed to train people. But everyone makes mistakes at the end of the day, and I'm a still strong believer that if you understand how to hire properly and how to hire the right people, this can save you a lot of time, a lot of effort, and a lot of money as well. And being able to hire the right people for your business is going to be a very, very crucial step that you have to learn. Because without this, you're simply going to repeat the same mistakes I've done. You're going to waste a lot of time, you're going to waste a lot of effort, and potentially again lose a lot of money. So it's sort of a double-edged sword, because you see, the type of people you hire and work with can either make or break your business. And you need to be really, really careful with that, no matter if you've just started your business or you've been operating for a couple of years. So in today's video, I will take the countless mistakes that I've done, the lessons I got from those mistakes, and show you the entire process that you can use and implement for your business in order to bring on A-star players every single time. All right, so as I said, I've hired, trained, and fired a lot of people throughout my time of running and operating my marketing agency. So hopefully in today's video, I will basically show you the entire hiring process that you should follow in order to only bring on A-star players on your team, right? Now, this is crucial for you guys to understand, because if you hire the wrong types of people, it's basically the same as hiring or working with the wrong type of client, right? We all know that working with headache clients is never fun. And the same thing applies to working or bringing people to your team, right? So yeah, follow this video along. Hopefully you can take this process and implement it for your own agency or coaching business. And yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. The first thing you want to do is identify your dream employee profile, right? The same thing when we identify our dream client, we do the same thing here, where identify our dream employee profile, right? So things can be like, okay, if you were to imagine the perfect person for a particular role that you are looking to fill, what would that person be, right? How would they act? How would they work? What is going to be their ethics? What's their personality type, right? Just try to imagine that employee profile in your head, right? And then just write it down, because you need to be able to know who you're looking for in order to find the person, or find the person that closely matches your dream employee profile, right? If that makes sense. So what type of the personality you want them to have, what type of results you want them to have, right? I'm talking past results. What type of work ethic do you want them to have, right? What schedules do you want them to be in, or time zones, right? So try to answer or write in as much detail what your dream employee looks like. You can even do or look through the 16 personalities test, right? In order to see the different personality types, and kind of try to start building out that personality type, so you start to basically know what it is that you're looking for, or who you're looking for, right? Now, the next thing you want to do is, for whatever role you want to fill, right, identify daily tasks and responsibilities that person is going to have to do every single day or every single week, right? So, for example, let's say we are hiring a media buyer, right? So a media buyer would update clients on a daily basis, optimize and manage ad campaigns for multiple clients, hop on daily team calls, hop on client checkup calls, right? Update you at the end of the day, coordinate copy, creatives, and strategy, right? Jump on calls with right? So identify the tasks and responsibilities, and then you then want to do something like this. So in the AM, right, what do they want? What do you want them to do in the morning? So for example, you could have them send a update Loom video to clients, right? send you a Slack message of what they are planning on doing today, right? Check all ad campaigns, read data, and report back to you, right? Then during the time, right, or actually hop on team call, hop on client call, PM, send overview of the day, right, and answer any client messages. Right, so essentially now you have your dream employee profile and you've also identified their daily routine or what it is that you're expecting them to do. Now, this basically just helps you start to envision that person working with you already, right? So you now know who you're looking for and you now know what they are going to do for your company, right? And what tasks they're going to basically take over. Next thing you want to do is create a hiring funnel. Yes, a hiring funnel, right? Because the same thing when it comes to marketing and looking for right customers, right? We have a top of funnel, middle of funnel, and bottom of funnel, right? And at each stage of the funnel, we are basically filtering people, right? We want to filter our sort of candidates as well when it comes to hiring people, right? So the way you'd create the funnel, and it's very simple. If you have a Go High Level account, you can create a funnel and you simply want to have a VSL, right? On the VSL, you want to talk about your company, who you work with, daily responsibilities, and who you are looking for, right? It doesn't have to be a crazy video. It can be a 5-minute video where you basically summarize the job, right? You summarize what it is that you're looking for, right? You talk about your company, right? You build up that desire to work with you, your clients, who you work with or who they can expect to work with, daily responsibilities that are involved in this position, and who you are looking for, right? Essentially your dream employee profile. And after they watch this video, right, you want to funnel them down to a Google form, right? Or any type of form. So I'll show you my media buy form, right, that I used in order to hire some media buyers for my marketing agency, right? So you can read through it. I have like a long description here, right? I have their email, the first last name, country of residence, social media links, right? And then I have a couple more questions. So yes, I know this looks like a long form to submit, but if someone doesn't want to submit this form, then I probably don't want to work with them anyways, right? So essentially we are starting to filter people through the VSL, right? So it's going to resonate with some people and it's not going to resonate with others. Then they go on to submit the form, right? So you can have a button under your video. And then if they don't want to fill out this long form, then we are again filtering people who want to take the time to work with us and people who are just lazy. And then on top of that, we are getting answers to every single question that we need to know in order to start matching that Google form response or form response to our dream employee profile, right? So this is essentially how we can start filtering people. Now, where do you actually find people? Right, so there are different ways to find and hire people, right? And this is going to be more of your top of funnel traffic, right? So your VSL is going to be like a way to filter people, but you still need to bring people into that VSL. So how do you do that? Well, you have Upwork, right? I've used Upwork for a lot of times for different roles that I needed to fill. And you can basically create a job post, right? And then on your job post, how you want to go about writing this is basically saying, it's like writing an ad copy, right? Attention, A star media buyers, right? Say media is looking for an ad account manager and strategist, right? We work with, and then identify your clients, right? We are looking for someone who, and then identify your ideal employee profile, right? And then your responsibilities, and then put in their responsibilities, essentially what it is that they're going to do on a daily basis, right? Or for the role in general. And then you want to have a call to action, right? So message me, right? Or apply if you think this is the right fit for you. And then once people, or actually message me, one thing I like doing that, especially when it comes to like hiring media buyers, message me with your case studies if you are interested in this role, right? And then I would post this job post on Upwork, and then on Facebook you can find different groups, right? So this is Media Buyers Hub, and you can search on Facebook like appointment setters, VAs, literally almost any role out there you can find a Facebook group for. You can also use Online Jobs PH. Now this is a paid one, but trust me, you will get some pretty good talent on here as well because it's paid. Or you can simply run ads, right? Facebook ads, $5-10 a day, right? Send people to your VSL funnel and then basically filter people through there, right? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 ways of bringing that initial traffic into your hiring funnel, right? So the job post is basically calling them out, right? Who you're looking for, who you work with. You can talk a little bit about your company as well, who you're looking for, their responsibilities, and the call to action, right? Message me with your case studies, or if you're running ads, you could say click the button and fill out the form, or watch the VSL, or watch the video, right? I know I'm saying video sales letter. Video sales letter is more for like if you are trying to acquire clients, but it's the same thing. You get that. You just need to basically create a video. Now, the next thing you want to do is basically interview them, right? So once they send you their case studies and you actually like them, right? You send them to a VSL, then they go on to fill out their form, right? So now we have, what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, basically 4 stages where everyone is getting filtered, right? The job post, the VSL, or actually the job post, the case study, the VSL, the Google form, and then the final thing is interview, right? So five stages of filtering people, right? So once someone sends you the case study and you actually like it, you send them to the VSL, and then once they fill out the Google form, you look through the form answers, right? And you basically read through every single response that you're getting. And then if you like the response, you invite them to an interview, right? For interviews, I don't suggest you basically come on and be very, very formal, right? Because you also got to remember that you are trying to sell to that person to come in and work with you. If you come off as too formal, as too strict, right? And there's no energy going around, or you guys don't get along because you're being too formal, then they wouldn't probably want to work with you, because who wants to work with people who are, too formal and too strict? So on the interview, I usually take it chill, right? I don't overcomplicate it. I ask the necessary questions, such as results and case studies, right? Results and case studies, why they want this position, experience about previous positions, why they left the previous position as well, what they are looking for, right? And if they are fine with their responsibilities and the daily routine, right? So just make sure to have these answered, right? It doesn't have to be like, set by set. Just have a conversation with them and just bring these things up, right? And try to basically see whether they have actual case studies and results, why they want this position. So you want to understand their desire for this position, experience about previous positions, right? Let them talk about their experience, why they left the previous position, because if they are on an interview with you, that means they are looking to leave or have already left, right? So you want to understand why they left, right? Because you want to understand, was it the company's fault that they left, or was it something that they've done the reason why they left, right? Then what are they looking for? And then if they're fine with their responsibilities and the daily routine. And once you interview, I suggest you interview like 10 people, right? 10 people, 15 people, and then make a decision, right? So you want to pick your top 3 candidates and then sleep on it for a couple of days and then make a decision, right? The number one rule here is to hire slow and fire quick, right? So you take your time, don't rush it, right? Don't try to hire someone within a week. Sometimes it could take a month, sometimes it could take more than a month, but it's going to be worth it to basically take your time and make the right decision. Because if you make the right decision, as at the start of the video I mentioned, you're going to save a lot of money, time, and effort. But if you make a wrong decision, you're going to lose more money, you're going to waste time, and you're going to spend more energy. Now, once you've made a hire, made the decision, you essentially want to onboard the person, right? Whatever your onboarding process is. Usually for me, it's sharing my client assets, adding them to a Slack channel, hopping on an onboarding call to talk more about the position, right? And then basically talking about the training, right? So when it comes to training people, I like to create SOPs, right? I like to create SOPs for every single task that they're going to be doing for me, right? So whether it's client communication, whether it's sending Loom videos, whether it's reading and analyzing data, whether it's how to hop on client calls even, right? What to talk about. I create an SOP for literally every single thing, and I create a Google Doc and I host all the SOPs for that particular position within that Google Doc, right? So once I onboard someone, I run them through this SOP hub for that particular position, and I tell them like, hey, can you go through everything, right? And the way I make my SOPs, so I have a guide here, and I can send this over to you once you join the free community. I will have a pinned comment below this video, right? Because I don't want to keep the video too long going over this. But yeah, I create an SOP. Within my SOP, I have a video version of me doing the task. I have a written version of the task, and I have a transcript from the video, right? And then also an MP3 file sometimes as well. So this basically just gives your new hire every single thing they need in order to understand the role better and understand their responsibilities and tasks better. So here is my client management SOP example, right? So the daily workflow, I've got my videos here, client communication schedule, right? You want to link tutorials as well at every stage of your SOP, right? But giving them SOPs is not the only thing that you need to do, right? You need to then jump on, let's say, daily calls or on calls every 2-3 days to basically train them up to answer any questions that they have. And then you also want to shadow them for a bit, not too long because you don't want to end up micromanaging, but you want to shadow them in the first, like, let's say week or 2 weeks of them actually working inside your agency or coaching business, right? And then once you have the confidence that, okay, they understand what they need to do, they don't have any more questions, and everything's going smoothly and streamlined, then you can step out of the task, right? And you can let them basically do their thing, right? So yeah, this is essentially my whole entire hiring process. If you want to bring A-star players into your team, make sure you follow through this. If you have any questions, make sure to comment down below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, and if you found value, make sure to subscribe. And again, I do have a free community full of agency owners and coaching businesses that want to succeed. So make sure to join that. It will be pinned as a comment. So I'll see you guys on there. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the next video, I guess. So yeah.